So what's this weird thing you have us doing today?
So today we are going to go to the Ford dealership because there's a huge dispute going on right now. Rodents chewed the wires and just made the truck go all crazy. And so the renter is saying that the dealership is at fault because the rodents were in it before he got the truck. The dealership is saying it's the renter's fault that he parked it somewhere where rodents got into the truck. Either way, in the state of Missouri, it's an insurance thing, and so it's neither here nor there. But we're going to do our little bit of CSI on it and figure out if we can determine how long the problem's been going on.
Also, I talked to Tom at the dealership yesterday, and he did say that the other car they gave him for courtesy to drive now has more rodent damage to the wiring.
I'm just going to look at what's I have. I'm going to figure out what type of animal it is, and then I'm going to try to figure out what the oldest amount of fecal matter is in that vehicle.
Most mysteries can be solved by looking at poop.
Poop solves all problems. So you're the person that rented this truck?
Yeah, well, it was a loaner vehicle, so my truck had, took it in for air conditioning repairs. They gave me this loaner. I drove it for 5 or 6 days, started having issues after like 2 days with electrical stuff, and then when I brought it back to them, or when I had to jump start it Monday morning, I popped the hood and everything's chewed through, wiring and the hoses, and there's like these big, like, look like softball-sized mud dauber nests in there. They said, okay, bring it in, no problem. Well, as soon as I get there, they start pointing the finger at me saying, this happened. I'm like, no, this didn't happen in 5 days. That these nests are rock hard. Like, But anyway, so now it could be, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 on electrical and hoses. And I'm just like, I'm going to have somebody come out and look at it and give an opinion.
All right, well, I'll take a look at it and
Sure.
I'll just, I'll just go bare bones what I think's going on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And just be honest. I'm not asking for you to sway anything. I want an honest opinion. If you think it happened guaranteed within the past 5-6 days, then I'll take the blame. If it's possible it happened outside of that, then I think they need to pony up a little bit. So,
all right.
Cool.
All right, sir. Thank you.
This is, I mean, I had to put some of this stuff together because
So we're not dealing with rodents at all. That's raccoon fecal matter. And you can tell it's raccoon because it's omnivorous because it's got dog food granules in it. That's corn. And then it's got fur in it. And so that's classic omnivore.
Okay. But I
right
guess,
there.
Is it rodent carrying it up there or something? Because they're all the way in here. See this here?
Yeah, I see.
This cable here is chewed on.
Yep, hang on a second. Let me just pull some of this stuff out. This is dog hair. Right there. This is raccoon fecal matter. That's got berries in it.
Yeah, I see all that in it.
Yeah. This, however, is dog poop. It is very likely that this is a rodent packing this stuff up in here because you're not going to find that many different types of
Stuff in there.
Yeah. So we cannot establish a timeline on this material because this was brought into the engine compartment.
Yeah.
So it's not a brown rat and it's not a black rat because neither brown rats or black rats stash food.
This is where his truck itself was chewed up. These grounds here. You see
Okay.
it's chewing on the battery tray there.
This over here is definitely rodent chew marks, and it's not mouse. It's larger than a mouse. It's definitely a rat. None of this copper wire is corroded. Usually whenever a rodent chews on the wire, there's saliva that gets on the copper, and you can check to see if there's oxidation of the copper, and that kind of gives you a clue as to the timeline. But this wire has been chewed. This is freshly chewed, like within a week, because there's no oxidation in the copper. None of the copper has turned green at all, and so it just hasn't had time to oxidize. Hey, we got footprints over here, so definitely a rodent. Yeah, As a matter of fact, he's jumping up on the chassis on the bottom down there, and he's getting up on this frame right here. You can see the footprints. But we see more and more of these kind of problems now. Instead of using hydrocarbons to create the plastics, they're using soy to create the plastics, and so animals are going after it. Yeah, they jump up in there and chew the different things. That poop wasn't drug in here from the dealership because there's 2 different kinds of poop up in there. So it was somewhere else because there's those berries right there. That's typically a rural kind of area or a residential kind of area where those berries grow, and there's none of it around here.
So this is what I know they said they saw,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know if they saw anything else.
Is this the vehicle that he had too?
Yeah, this one you only had for like a couple, like not even a day.
So clean, there's really not a lot to see.
Yeah, I think this one only has like 100 miles on it.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So
I think
what does the guy do with something like that?
trapping, but it's hard to trap the pack rats because they're very particular about what they want to eat, you know. But yeah, trapping is the right way to go, and probably toxins are the right way to deal with it because you can put, you know, like rat poison blocks in bait stations around the vehicle. Sometimes those work, but yeah, you got to go after the animal. You know, that's the only thing that you can do. A pack rat's only going to probably venture out about 75 yards maybe to forage, and then bring some stuff back to wherever he wants to make his lair or his den. But if you looked out here, you can go 75 yards in any direction, and all you got is asphalt and cars, and there's no dogs anywhere, there's no berries anywhere, I doubt there's any fecal matter from raccoons anywhere around here.
There's an abandoned building right there that looks like a raccoon's paradise.
Yeah, except it could be, but I doubt it. I am going to go look at that old building right there just to see if there's any fecal matter around it, you know, just for due diligence type of thing. But
That granted, this truck doesn't normally sit over here. I just poured it out here because I work right here.
yeah,
So if that gives you, I mean, I go look. I would
can't hurt anything.
plunge every.
You know, just exploring all options. This is an old building that's nearby. I'm really just looking for raccoon fecal matter. If I can find the same kind of raccoon fecal matter, then there could be plausible that something did pack it over from here. But we don't know if there was even a raccoon around here. Be kind of hard for a raccoon to get up on top of this building. I guess he could squeeze through this door right here.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be inhabited. Usually you'll find a big old pile of raccoon fecal matter right nearby the door. It's just an old dilapidated building.
Such as, I guess, yeah, roof material stuff there.
Yeah, that's just roof material over there. No, raccoons will let you know. They leave a big old turd. So all the copper is brand new, freshly chewed. Like in all of the stuff that you saw, that's all poop. There was raccoon poop in there. There was balls of dog hair in there, and there was dog turds in there. And so, well, what that tells me is that it wasn't brown rats, it wasn't black rats, it was probably the dusky-footed pack rat. The dusky-footed pack rat is more of a rural type of a creature. We do see them in residential areas that have fairly large yards, and also if the yards have, if there's a common green space, or if the yards have like grown up bushes and cover like that. The raccoon poop had a lot of elderberry in it, and so that lends towards a more rural location. where that particular plant grows. But the dog turds had a lot of grass and hay in them, and the corn from dog food in it. And so the pack rat was making a food cache right there. The other thing is that older cars, the plastic is made from hydrocarbon, which is what we call oil, crude oil. Newer cars, the plastic is made from soy-based. And so in the past probably 10 years, we have more and more calls about raccoons and squirrels and rats and rodents chewing wires and ruining wire harnesses than ever before. I spent a lot of time on a tiny boat. It's called a submarine underwater. Got my feel. Traveled the world, you know. Literally, I have been all over the globe underwater, 700 feet down. Nothing that I would tell on camera.